Hey there, everybody. This is Dr. Gwen from the Dr. Gwen International Training and Empowerment Academy and host of the iTunes show, The Dr. Gwen Show. This has been quite an interesting day. I'm just waiting to see how my friends are going to get on here. I love seeing your faces, so I hope that you can get on here and we can have somewhat of a conversation before I get started. Now, I hope that everything's going well. If you hear some sounds in the background, that's because I'm not alone. I've got my girlfriend here with me. And so this morning, as I was thinking about what to talk to you about, which is usually every day, I got a little download. So I want to share that with you. As you remember, our topic is life is worth living. And today I want to talk with you about dealing with misunderstandings or miscommunication. Do you know what that is? Have you had any of those miscommunicating experiences in your life? How do you handle that? Do you allow yourself to go off and create stories and judge the other person, or have questions in your mind? Do you go off and have a conversation with someone else about it when things didn't go the way you were thinking? And first, I would just need to say that the first thing we need to do as people when we're dealing with other individuals, it's really easy to have misunderstandings because people communicate in different ways, right? And maybe you have an experience right now that you may be going through with someone, and there are lots of misunderstandings. Things are not going the way you thought they would, or things are not going the way you communicated they would. And those are two different things. You see, if your life is going to be worth living, it's going to be important that you orchestrate that. We talked about yesterday that you setting your intention for the day. But today, you may have communicated something with someone and things are suddenly not going the way you communicated it should be. How do you handle that? As the saying goes, life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of what you choose to make of it. So you can choose to go off and, hey, thank you for joining me. I love the likes. So I'm glad you're joining me. So you could actually choose to go off and be mighty upset with this person and not communicate what you're upset about. And then think about that. What resolution would that bring to the circumstance? Probably nothing. You would be angry and the person would now feel this negative energy and maybe wondering exactly what is going on. So if you want your life to be worth living, in the face of communication, it's important to clarify. Just ask questions. Why are things going the way they are? And really look at it objectively, leaving out those stories. You know, we are such great storytellers. We love to create stories. We create stories about absolutely every experience in our life and every relationship in our life. And a lot of times, you know what? Those stories we create are just our impression of how we are viewing things, how we're seeing things happen, which may be very far from reality of what is actually going on with the other person. So if you've communicated something and things are not going the way they are, how do you handle that? The first thing you probably want to do is to have a meeting with the person. Don't talk at the person. Set a time. You know, sometimes in our marriage, we have misunderstandings and miscommunication. And what I do with my husband is, I say, hon, I need to. If he's at work, I send him a text. Can we meet at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever the time? If he can't do that time, I will ask what time is good for you. Then we would sit down and make it a point of conversation. I have two purposes for doing that. Number one, I want to make sure that he understands it's important that I'm asking him to set the time aside. And number two, I want to make sure that he's clearing his calendar and his mind. to be in the conversation with me as I'm having it. If he walks in the door and I'm suddenly talking to him about things that's going on, his mind may be somewhere else. It may not be focused on what I'm trying to communicate, and therefore the results that I'm going to get is not going to be a result that would actually satisfy me or please the objective of what I'm trying to achieve. So I set that time. Now, there are times too when communication is missing, like something is absent from the communication. And one of the examples that I can share is what happens with my girlfriend and I this morning. So we're in the same conference, and she was going to stay behind a little bit and just rejuvenate her spirit and herself, which was great. We've talked about me doing the live cast at 1:30 in the past. Didn't discuss it this morning. And so the agreement was when I came back home or to the resort, we would leave together. So my assumption was, since she's going to be there, she'll probably get her meals. She knows I'm going to do the 1:30 live cast, so we'll be getting back there at 2, right? That's my assumption. We didn't talk about it. Then I got a text. Where are you? Or a phone call. Where are you? I need to get back by 2. I knew that couldn't happen because I have the live cast. I am actually picking up my food and I am on my way there, right? So it's a good thing she is really a deep person, very deep, well respected by me person. And so she said, okay, come on back, Gwen. Come on. You know, there was a little something in her voice when she said that. She's sitting across the table just cracking up. But, you know, there was a little something I heard in her voice. And I said, well, I guess we didn't communicate. Just want to make it clear what happened, right? Because I'm thinking one thing, she's thinking another thing, and we didn't talk about it. How many times have you done that? And then you get mad at the other person because you're thinking they should know that I need to do blah, 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 but they may have another assumption of what they think you're doing. And then, you know, on my way coming back, I thought maybe I should just call her to see if she wanted me to pick something up for her. But then I thought, well, you know, she's home, the resort, I keep saying home, and there's a restaurant within walking distance. She probably will go eat anyway, because I don't know if I should say this on camera, so I'm going to leave that part, you know, but I don't think she wanted to eat at the conference. So in any event, I rushed in the door and resolved it, at least so I hope. Right? We'll find out a little later. But anyway, I just wanted to say that if your life is worth living, and it is, you've got to recognize these moments, you know, these moments when you communicate and things don't happen as communicated, which you go back to the drawing board and try to work through that. Or if there's missing communication, a lot of times don't go creating stories. No, that's a dangerous thing to do. And then just work it out and resolve the issue and purpose that next time you're going to take action to circumvent whatever the circumstances were leading up to the situation. That will make life so much more pleasing. Now, I don't see a lot of my friends on here today, but as you know, and as I know you look at this after, and I encourage you to leave your comments with me. I appreciate you doing that, and I really look forward to, well, tomorrow's Saturday, so we get a 2-day break. Friday and Saturday, but I'll be back here on Monday. Make no mistake about it. This was a week of challenge. I could have easily said, well, you know, this is not going to work. I'm not going to do this. But I committed to doing this for a specified period of time, so I needed to find a way to make it work. So I hope that you enjoyed this week, even though it's off schedule. Next week we'll be back at 3 p.m. And thank you so incredibly much for joining me. I hope you have the most amazing weekend. Make it a weekend worth living. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.